Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is MCO Pro, and welcome to Crypto.com's unofficial channel. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the MCO's Visa cards, and because there's quite a lot to cover, I've had to separate this into two parts. So in the first part, we'll take a look at the product incentives. Before that, let's have a little introduction as to what the card is. So the card is the primary reason for Crypto.com's RCO funding back in 2017. And the card works in conjunction with the Crypto.com app. So you will need the app to use the card. The app can be downloaded following the link provided below this video. So in the description of the video, you will find a link. Click that and you can go download the app. The cards are accepted anywhere Visa is accepted. And this is huge because it is effectively bridging the gap between crypto and our modern payment infrastructure today. And so it's making those forms of payment, those cryptocurrencies, it's making them accepted worldwide and no questions asked. And I'll get on to how they go about that in a little while. Within the app, you can use and spend all major cryptocurrencies, and they're constantly adding to this. At the point of making this video, there's 45 cryptocurrencies within the app. And I fully expect this to be over 100 at some point, probably in 2020, and even more moving forwards. All of the cards, except one that they have, are a premium metal card. And these can be viewed as equivalent to Amex's Platinum range. So they're a premium product. They feel like a premium product. They look the part. And they'll be very desirable. And I think a lot of people, the network effect, the growth, it might come through envy. People will look at the product and they'll see it and they'll want a piece of it, right? But they also have a free card, which I'll take a look at on the next slide, which is plastic, akin to your more conventional card. So we can take a look at that now and look at what the differences are between the two, metal and the plastic, besides the material they're made from. Before we get into the cards in more detail, I want to give you guys a little bit of grounding with respect to the MCO token. So it is a utility token on the Crypto.com app. It runs on the Ethereum blockchain. It's an ERC20 token. If you hold 500 of these tokens, that would provide you with enhanced product offerings throughout the app. And I'll get onto these more in another video. The total supply fixed is just over 31.5 million MCO. And the circulating supply is just under 16 million, which is about half of the total supply. And it is likely that the non-circulating 50% will never be released to the market. They're currently owned by the company, and they have no reason or no plans to release these tokens onto the market. And that's an important point from an investor's standpoint. And again, there'll be another video looking at investment in MCO token. Let's take a look at the Visa card options available through Crypto.com. The idea is through their suite of cards that they have something available for everybody, respective of your financial situation. At the very bottom here, at the right hand side, we have the free Midnight Blue. This is the plastic card. And going all the way up in terms of staking MCO tokens, we go up to the 50,000 MCO, which is the Obsidian Black. And when I say staking tokens, what I mean is within the app, you can buy MCO tokens and you have to lock them up for a 6-month period. And doing so gains you access to these premium cards. Now, you don't need to do that if you just want the free plastic blue. Basically, one of these tiers, of these 5 tiers, should probably appeal to you as a crypto enthusiast, or even not, right? Even just as an everyday spender. So let's take a look at the range anyway. We have the Midnight Blue, which is free, the 50 MCO, which is Ruby, the 500 MCO, which is our Royal Indigo at the front there, or the Jade Green at the back. The 5000 MCO, we have Frosted Rose Gold here at the front, and then Icy White at the back, and then the 50,000 MCO, which is the Obsidian Black. Now, down the side here, we have the different perks that you can get with respect to the card tiers. Now, notice this. We have a toggle available on the website. Again, I'll encourage you to play with this, which means you can enjoy staking. If you stake your MCO tokens for more than a 6-month period, you can continue to gain access to these. Now, I won't go across these in detail, but basically the more MCO tokens you stake, the better the rewards are, right? It's quite straightforward like that. And you would need to link up your accounts for these services through the card And once you have done that, Crypto.com automatically rebate your fees for these in the form of MCO tokens. And I'll get onto that a little bit more later as well. Now, one of the primary reasons that you would want to gain access to these cards, or at least this was the thing initially that enticed people. They've added to these perks over time, by the way. The Spotify and the Netflix and the Expedia and the Airbnb. These did not used to be on the card. So they've added these over time. I believe they'll add more perks as well. They've talked about adding perks, but anyway, until then, another one of the major things is this, right? It is the cashback. Now, you get these cashback rewards, and they go all the way from 1% up to 5%. So let's just have a look down here at the 1%. With the free Midnight Blue, you can get 1% cashback. Now, I can't think of a card that's available in the marketplace that gives you this sort of reward, so it's quite impressive like that. And then even these, like the 50 and the 500, which are potentially attainable for you, you know, for a normal guy anyway, these are 2% and 3% cashback. Now, I'm in Europe, and these sorts of rewards are just unheard of here, right? It might be more common in somewhere like America, but in Europe, it's like wow. So these products, I suspect, are going to be very popular once they're released here. Additional perks that you will see for the card tiers are detailed here. So we have MCO Private. I'm not going to tell you too much about MCO Private, mainly because I don't know. Crypto.com haven't released much information about it at the moment, so it's a little bit up in the air. Lounge key access, if you're a keen traveler and you're in and out of airports, that's probably quite appealing. You can get in with a guest if you hold either of the two highest tiers, and then access for the 500 MCO. Two things which are quite significant, I think, but somewhat underrated, are with respect to the ATM withdrawal limits and then the exchange rates. So the interbank exchange rates. So if you're a keen traveler, this should appeal to you. How much money do you need to be spending in foreign countries, and how often have you used a card where you get stung for the transfer or the exchange rates? With this card, there's no exchange rate, right? It's interbank rate, so it's as close to perfect as can be. And we have, again, with the tiers, you have increasing limits going from right to left. Any card that requires MCO lockup will be made out of premium metal, and like I said earlier, the Midnight Blue is made of plastic. Now let's take a look. When we change this toggle, right, we move this and we say at the end of the 6-month period, I want to unstake my tokens. What happens to my perks? They get hit a little bit, right? So before we had 5% here, and we went down to 2% on the 50 MCO, and now we've in some cases more than halved, but for the 50 we've halved it. So we're now down to 1% cashback. Sorry, I clicked that by mistake. We're down to 1% cashback. We retain the lounge key access, and we retain the ATM withdrawal, and we retain the exchange rates. So these are still very attractive, I think, to most users. But what we have lost is all those commercial perks such as Spotify, Netflix, Airbnb, and Expedia. All those perks associated with the various tiers have now gone because we unstaked our tokens. So it's up to you as a user to decide how much value you attribute to keeping those tokens locked up. Okay, that's it. I tried to keep it short and sweet as part 1. I hope you enjoyed it. That's an overview of the incentives and perks of using the MCO Visa cards. In the next episode, I'll give you a little bit more details around how you go about getting a card, and where they are available today, and what it means to actually be using a card. My name's been MCO Pro. Thank you very much for your time. Until next time, guys. Bye.